Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Chrissy Sawyer here. So here we go, week 2 of October. So again, I have some journal notes which have led to some written notes. I'm just going to work through the notes like I did last week in a fairly organic way and just see what comes through. Okay. So first what came through were questions to ponder. And we're still in Libra, so we're still in that 7th house, and we're talking about relationship and our relationship to self and other. So what has changed in your relationship to yourself, and what has changed in your relationship to other? Notice, audit, and integrate. So we're wrapping up a cycle here, wrapping up a lot of cycles actually. And then I was given night vision goggles and seeing in the dark. And what this is speaking to is personal authority, and we're back to sovereignty, yes, and making decisions, living with consequences. So treading gently, I guess gently touching cause and effect. So creating from within without justification is speaking directly to that 12-3 energy and moving to a more personal authority, which is a culmination and an integration of all the work that we've done, particularly since, well, COVID. There has been this great colossal turning inwards and pulling down the illusions or the old belief systems, just to make space really for what is being birthed in this time. So no justification in a false hope of fitting in by reading the micro cues. Okay, so micro cues of consensus behavior is what is being challenged here. And is that your way? And what does it feel if you swim against the tide on that and move into heresy? Heresy is to choose. I had some words for heretic. Heretic, to hold a view at odds with consensus, to choose. Which takes me back to You're on Your Own. And remember this bad boy that came out? Okay. So I'm going to do a whole chapter on that. That will follow in this video. So Coyote spirit is saying, follow the energy. Because, you know, another big movement is to come out of the mind and the thinking and the working out into, but what does the energy say? Because when I follow the energy, there is no lie. Energy doesn't lie. It's that pure. And so there is a deeper calling to think less and feel more. Okay. And I'll speak to that later on in the video because the last movement of these notes took me into the astrology, and now it all starts to make sense. So then what I was given was the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th house. So birthing the next quarter, if you like, from this 7th house of relationships. And as we move through the 8th, 9th, and 10th house, the energy is going inwards rather than outwards. So if we consider houses, I'm generalizing, houses 1 to 6 are about the internal process. And then we birth outwards into the house of relationship as we fuse the blueprint into matter in that 7 energy. Okay, and then we go into the 8th of entanglement, the 9th of philosophy, and the 10th of what you're doing in the world, who you are in the world. But it's looking like an inward process. Okay. So it looks like going out to our inner cosmology. Where there are no politics or conformity, where there is just your song, your unique expression of spirit in matter. And then I'm given micro conflicts. So since COVID, one of the things I've heard the most repeated is I'm less tolerant of people and being in hermit feels so good. Some also say, but I'm working on that because there's a social conformity to be with people. Get out in the sunshine, go for a walk, get out. Okay, and sometimes that works. Let there be no black and white here. But if the energy is craving hermit, do we feed that? Do we nurture that? Because the hermit wants to reveal what isn't yet known. And so this is the going within. So that micro conflict is kind of battling with, what's the word? Am I becoming agoraphobic? Okay, so labels to shame. When actually, are you in your peace when you're alone? And being alone is about being with the self. So there you have the primary relationship versus harmonizing with the hermit, harmonizing with something deeper. And in that, there is a letting go of something maybe more shallow, vapid, transient. So where's the balance? Okay. So if we address the micro conflict as the should of life, that is what's coming into sharp focus, the should. So it's where I should and it's where I choose. Where I should meets conformity and might meet being edified by another, validated by another. So it's all the codependency stuff. Swimming against the should, that feels more strange, unusual, alien. So that should is going to lead us into the 8th house of entanglement. Okay, so can you see what's dissolving here? So we have uh, it's the energy of polarity, and we'll see what comes out. But the polarity wants to come into the experience. The polarity creates harmony and disharmony. And it creates that so that we can hold that cognitive dissonance of over here it's good and over here it's bad. Over here I'm good and over here I'm bad. But there is no good and bad. There is just the experience. Okay, so we're dissolving another layer of polarity. Belongingness keeps us living in the polarity of hierarchy, the hierarchy of polarity. And behavior does not define us, and it does, and both are true. So congruence, incongruence are an energetic measure rather than a thinking measure. So follow the energy. Energy doesn't lie. Feel more, think less. Are your words getting in the way of communication? If your answer is yes, feel more, think less. Okay. So if I take a quick peek at the current astrology, I'm not going to go too deep. I'm just looking at it elementally. I can see there's a significant shift into water globally. Okay. So we have Sun and Jupiter in air signs, Uranus and Pluto in earth signs, Chiron in fire sign. And then we have Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune all in water or about to move into water. Okay. And I'm going to post a link. So after I finish writing these notes, a wonderfully evolved client out of the blue gives me Get in the Water, which I've never heard of. I believe it's taken from Homer's Odyssey and they turned it into a modern opera. And the words are amazing, absolutely amazing. Maybe I read a verse actually. I'll think about that. But I'm going to post a link. I might post it to the community tab. So just have a look because did we not have a video recently where Poseidon came through? So this brings Poseidon through again. And it's the challenge of my words are not bluff. It's like you need to listen now. Okay, so if we talk about the water element, then yeah, we're talking about emotions. And we're also talking about the Akash, and we're also talking about remember who you are. So it's a big shift. So one of the things astrologers do is a mathematical calculation of swing, if you like, emphasis, if you like. So elementally, we have nothing in fire. This doesn't line up perfectly with the astrology, but this is how it's done. Nothing in fire, 4 in earth, 5 in air, and 18 elements in water. So this will look at conjunctions and alignments, transits. So the dominant element is water with 18, which calculates to a percentage of 66.67. 25/7. So there's like a fusing of higher mind here. And the signature sign is Pisces. It has a Pisces signature. There's this old, deep energy coming through the heart. And I'm given the word religion as 2 words, re-legion. So rejoin, remake. It's like a spiritual warrior energy that's free from pathos. So it's free from ego and fear and resentment and sidedness, good, bad, polarity. That's a big old energy. That is a big old energy. So collectively, we are in week number 42. That's a 42/6. And what I get from this number, so that's this week, Monday to Sunday. And today, sorry, we are 14th of October. So what I get is harmonizing polarity in the physical world. So it's like bring it. And if you don't see it in your world and you're responsible for it, have a look at that. So that might be simply, what am I thinking and not doing? What have I altered within me? What new expression have I found within me that I can't yet see, or that I'm not weaving through my physical world? Am I talking a good fight? So in this phase of letting go, we're in that the heaviest part of the 8, breaking through into the 9 of 2025. And the 9 is going to dissolve. It wants to dissolve. So if we're talking about that last degree of Pluto, it's just hovering in that last degree of Capricorn, first degree of Aquarius. It'll be a good year before it gets into that first year of first degree of Aquarius. But that's like the dissolution of the material expression of you, I guess. And collectively, of course, because Pluto is a generational planet, the physical materialization of the collective. So harmonizing polarity in the physical world. Is it still this or that? Or can I see and harvest and harmonize the experience for what it is? What did I learn? All experiences have learning. Yeah. So I'm going to recap from last week and weave that into this week. So to recap last week and find our way back to the Coyote. In the last week, we've had an X9 flare with a massive coronal ejection. There's been so much mass hitting the planet. Then we had a 2.1 X class, long duration solar flare, which launched earthbound and collided with comet Shusinshan Atlas. Okay, creating an Earth comet sun alignment. Then we announced we'd found a blast of radio wave energy, 8 billion years old. So it's taken it 8 billion years to reach Earth and be read. And I think I posted that on the community page. So all of these events seemed to intersect on the 1010 gateway, and it was massive. It was massive. And I'm given the words crossing a cosmic event horizon. Okay. Whatever happened on 1010, it was massive. Big opening. Big opening. If it opens out there, it's opening within here. As within, so without. As above, so below. So following on with the messages from Coyote Spirit, I asked you for your interpretations, and here is what landed. Okay. Banshee 333. Oh, Coyote, will I recognize you when you appear in my dream wearing one of your many disguises? Coyote is the trickster, like the Joker, but don't mistake her for the fool. Coyote has seen the dark side and lived to tell, judged by many, loved by few. It's in the eyes, they say. I see through all your masks, and if you take me seriously, I can show you yourself. Coyote's wisdom is disguised, and she can only share it with those who suspend their judgment and see the truth hiding in the trickery. Thank you, Banshee. Love that. Meeting 333. These 333s coming through. Thank you for the wisdom. I have wondered if I was slowly losing my mind in this process, but everything you said hit, and that helps me. To me, Coyote looked like it is sizing up. Leanne Rowan, 2220. Coyote, primal amber eyes that have seen all. The deception was not theirs, it was mine, trying to fit them to a box in which they were never to conform. The mirror to my arrogant conformation, to fill a need of the outwardly soothed child, the one who, in petulant rage, demanded retribution for the hurts ignored by others. Alice Houseby, 7360. Stepping into seer, seen by the Coyote. That contract we're here to fulfill and can't deny the existence of any longer. Fierce determination, confronting, no backing away or hiding once we're seen. Forcing the dormant seed of inner strength to crack open and grow furiously, like Jack of the Beanstalk. Reinforcing our ability to hold our ground, embody our presence. There's no evaporating into thin air to escape to safety. What first appeared fierce, fear see. Fear of seeing. I see you. Softens when we sit together in truth. Defenses drop, trust returns. Tracy Hughes, T4C. So much, Coyote's eyes, I couldn't take my eyes off them. Such depth, knowing, powerful, all-seeing, unblinkered. Okay. And what I got just looking at this morning is, yes, but what do you see? Yes, but what do you think? I cannot edify you. Okay. So you're on your own is really being echoed through your comments. We're building this together. Okay. So thank you enormously for singing to the song of the Coyote, because damn, it's wonderful. So we're really coming into our own, it looks like, and singing our song no matter what. And you know what? I'm going to go straight to, are you ready? I'm going to go straight to these. Because if we're harmonizing the shadow with the light, then we're reading both stories as one experience. One serves the other. Okay, it's a to and a fro rather than a choice. It can be all, can be all. So I'm going to set Coyote down on the table in the middle. And we're going to invite Coyote Spirit and Water to pull cards from here. And all I can see are men going to war in different guises. So I can see British redcoats. I can see there's an American Civil War where they wore the cap that's rounded at the back, square on the top. Just lots of sets of uniforms. Man, I can hear them tromping, marching. And there's a feeling of trepidation in my knees. Okay. So we have patience and laziness. Okay, I'll show you that the other way up. Thank you. Look, with all this water and one, two, three, four, 5. And we not have another point. And I'm just going to read the retrogrades out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 retrograde positions going on at the moment. Okay. So it's going to slow down and intensify. And the conflict, the micro conflict might be so this is coming up into the higher heart. Well, it's not quite in the higher heart and it's not quite in the heart. It's kind of between the two. And it feels nervous. There's a nervousness of waiting. There's a nervousness of pausing. There's a nervousness around patience. And our words getting in the way of communication. And what happens when we drop into a pause? Do we take that time? And how are we met in taking that time to drop into the pause, to drop into the body, to the inner cosmology? Or am I just being lazy? There's another invitation from me here. Speak to this. Look at what we're building. Okay. What are you? Okay, so this was on its side in the deck. Okay. Protection of criminals. But we have the crowned owl here. Okay. Okay. We have the sovereign inner wisdom. Oh, God. Oh, this really wants to come out. It's like an eruption of heresy. And it's all on the feminine side. Wow. Oof. There's oh my God, everything is activating. It's like, you know it. It is the taking of that feminine sovereign will. Not speaking to women, speaking to humans. It's the taking of that sovereign will, the inner magic, the mystic, the going within, the cosmology, the gnosis. And I guess the challenge is to bring that out and birth it out. I'm struggling to say my T's. Tell me what that means. It's T, 2. T is a 2. 2 seeks unity. Okay. Wow. Yeah, this might also speak to the cosmic egg or the dragon's egg, which has been criminalized, or the part of self that has been criminalized, that we maybe have been keeping safe for a long while now. What's the underlying energy? Clemency, lust and weak will. Wow. There's something very divine in this. There's something angelic. I know I don't speak of angels often, but it feels angelic. it's sorry, it's almost like God, these cards are so activating. So much energy coming through. It's almost like, yeah, I know, I can hold that. It's like the Lucifer energy, actually. It's like the Lucifer energy that holds the darkness until we're ready. It holds the darkness until we're ready. And so it witnesses this without judgment until it's ready. And it's ready. I need to drink for this. I'm going to read the underlying cards. Okay. Knowledge of good and evil, not judgment, not shying away from, knowing. If it's in the world, it's in us. Physical and moral imperfection. Rage. Mental force. I get reason here. Folly. See, in unity consciousness, where there is no separation, and that's the point that we're coming very close to, is the less separate animalistic side from a divine expression. So bringing those two together, closer together, can be a fearful thing, because the thing we dread the most is our light and our beauty. Okay. And so thinking I can harm that without harming this is the folly. Thinking I am not a part of that, thinking I can sit in judgment of that without harming myself is a folly. So there's a tidal wave of taking responsibility for every thought and feeling, and following your feelings with absolute obedience. So sublimation of the ego at another level. Oh, interesting. And we have obedience and war and strife. Okay. And look how one serves the other. How can I see what I'm obedient to? Go to war. Kill. Kill. War on the soul. The soul knows. The soul knows. Wow. Okay, I'm going to go to the musical alchemy, underlying Eris moral compass. Okay. Is Eris the goddess of strife? Yes, chaotic creatrix. Be rocked off course. Be rocked off course. Allow the movement. Allow the stumble and the wobble and the inelegant move. Allow it. Sometimes we can only find our dignity in the indignity of life. Psyche, aquaregia, this depth that's coming through. Oh, God, the energy. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to clear this room, I think. Right, so we have Eris, Leo and Scorpio, fire and water. Psyche, seeking the soul's home, coming home. Deification of the human soul, allowing love's breath, the return of lost love. I am blessed, I am forsaken. I am chaotic, I am ordered. One isn't good and one isn't bad. Okay. Chaos can come from order and order can come from chaos. They work together. Polarity works together in service. Dragon's blood. Yeah, baby. Polyphony to unison. The many to the one. Rule breaking, corrosive endings, house of relationships, dimension resolving, discovery of truth, dissolves noble metals. Dragon of creation, mason of the multiverses, establisher of every known law. So, ineffable and unknowable, universal oneness. Beautiful, thank you. And if I were to shuffle you, and if you were to give me one card, what would that be? Taking and disseminating of the unholy parts of self. That's going to be part of the audit. Taking and disseminating of the unholy parts of self. We're going deep. This is my favorite time of year. So, Moon in Scorpio. I am selfish. I am selfless. What happens if I bring... Oh, good Lord, here we go. Oh, God. Ow, my head is hurting. What's hidden in your depths? What are you entangled with that you can't yet see? What are you entangled with that you're now willing to see and challenge? True pigmentation, the male voice. And my head is really hurting now. Ready for victory or ready for war. Okay, Hmm, I need to slow down. I think Mars is getting ready to retrograde, isn't it? In Cancer. Yeah, Mars is in Cancer, and I think it's going to retrograde between now and next March, I seem to think. Um, I am values, I am becoming, I am I. Question. How would you describe your masculine voice? How would you describe your masculine expression? How would you describe your masculine song? How does your masculine express itself in the world? Okay. So when you philosophical mission, so 8th, 9th, and 10th house is what we're working with. Scorp, Sag, Cap. There's, okay, right. There's a challenge here, and there's tons of energy to support it. And it is about finding those more, is it directive? Directive. I'm getting the directive dichotomy now. Yeah, there's choice. There's choice. But here, look, electrifying wordsmithery. Okay. And so this is kind of higher mind energy, higher mind coming in. And the higher mind can say in 5 words what the mundane mind needs 50 words to express. And in those 4 or 5 words that are coming straight from the truth of your spirit, you might leave them hanging, wondering, you might become ineffable. But the truth is felt. Okay. Don't know what that means. Here come the chaos. Ah, wow. Okay. And poison. Is antimony poison? I seem to think antimony is poison. Okay, right, listen. So poison is coming through as the medicine that we've taken to make the perfect imperfect. In our wisdom, we may have done that to have a deeper experience. Again, no judgment, just what if, a bigger what if. Is Mercury not square Pluto at the moment? That's like, how much can you blow the doors off? Conformity and consensus, and really come out of the shell to where you feel in this deep water, stripped naked. Oh, this is me. This is what I look like. The embryonic seed of all things, the limitless atomic void. Antimony, wolf protection, wild, instinctual, human nature. Follow the energy. It's all within you. Amazing. Thank you. And we'll finish with the moon in Ophiuchi and the essence. So it's all being stripped away. All the pretense and the masking and the shielding and the protection. Okay, so anybody that casts spells for protection doesn't feel safe. Address that. What is it in you that doesn't feel quite safe? And can you lean into that? This is the challenge of this last deep part of the year. Beautiful. I'm going to wrap this up now. Oh, yeah. So we're going to this deck. Can't remember. Rebecca Davis, is it? Let's wrap this up now, please. No. When I say there's a lot of support, there's a lot of support. Okay. It's like what you've had to previously work hard to tune into, to tap into, make contact with, is here. It's here. It's having a cup of tea with me. It's here. Acknowledge it. Okay. It's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribe. So, soul tribe in the house of relationship. I think I spoke to this, didn't I, last time or the time before? Might mean leaving the blood family or reworking your connection to your blood biological family as you notice around you, 1212, as you notice around you this beautiful soul tribe that's gathering that can hold you where you're at. Find and hold your power. 27-9 is that dissolving energy. It's just this. It's that. Beautiful. That's it, people. I'm going to leave it there with my love. I'm going to thank you for being here and drop loads of comments, speak to this reading. Let's pull all the messages out and see what gets birthed. Okay, so take care. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.